today's video, guys. If you don't mind, please hit that like button, and if you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm uploading PUBG Mobile content daily. Now today I'm going to be doing something new, guys, and I'm going to be doing commentary over today's gameplay. And me and my friend actually decided to land at boot camp. Now this Mr. Professor guy actually lands right on top of me. He almost gets the gun, but I'm right behind him and I'm shooting every single bullet I have right into his back. And we get the knock on him. And his teammates are actually downstairs, and I'm assuming he's communicating with him right now to come save him. So we go ahead and set our little trap up. The first teammate comes running around the corner and he instantly gets knocked, as well as his other buddy gets headshotted and he gets instantly knocked as well. After we finish these kids off, we're going to go ahead and loot them, and then we're going to continue looking around boot camp for additional kills. Now I recommend if you land at boot camp to get inside as soon as possible, because if you land on a roof, there's going to be other kids on roofs all around that will be able to see you, especially on the center building. And usually if you land at the center building, there's going to be 1 to 2 squads that are going to land there as well. So just be prepared for a gunfight if you're landing at boot camp. And I don't really recommend landing at boot camp if you don't know what you're doing. I actually try to shoot this guy's tip of his gun. It doesn't really work out too well for me. So after waiting a little bit, we end up running back over to the other side, and we find a whole squad that's just set up camp on these 2 little buildings over here. You can see one right there running to the left, and you can see one on the roof. I'm actually going to take shots at the guy on the roof. I seem to be missing every shot. Then this teammate actually notices me and shoots at me, so I'm going to go ahead and step away from this window real quick and try and find a scope. Find a level 2 backpack, some more ammo, a quick draw mag, everything but a scope. So I run back over here and I pull out my sniper, hoping that I can just headshot one of these kids. And I wait patiently, and little do you know, one of these kids decides to peek out on the roof. And it's funny because my teammate actually saw him at the same time as me, so he popped a good 2 shots into him, and then I was able to headshot him and knock him. As soon as we knock him, we're going to go ahead and run over there and rush him as quick as possible, because their other teammates are going to be trying to revive him. When I get over here, I see this guy running across. I try to gun him down. Unfortunately, I land like 2 shots, and things are about to get real hectic here. Me and my teammate run upstairs. One is already camping up here. I thought that one of them had shot at me from behind, so I moved, but it was actually my teammate. And he ends up getting the knock on one of them. And then one of their teammates comes in from the back door, and I hear him, so I come back out to shoot at him, and he runs all the way upstairs. I land so many hit markers, but I don't end up getting the knock, and my buddy gets the knock on them. I go hide up behind this hay bale because I hear their other buddy running over, and we finish that whole team off. Now, as soon as we do that, I actually hear some gunshots coming from these little shacks southeast of me. So I'm gonna go ahead and loot these kids real quick and then head over there and see what's going on. As soon as I get over here, I can see someone that's already knocked, so I just go ahead and steal somebody's kill. Somebody's not too happy about that. And I don't know where the other guy is. I still hear his gunfire, but I can't seem to figure out where he's at. And we actually hear gunfire coming from behind us, so we're going to turn around, and I'm going to run up this mountain. I recommend always getting the high ground in a gunfight, just because you'll be able to see most of your surroundings. And I also recommend turning your brightness all the way up, just because you'll see in this specific situation, if I didn't have my brightness all the way up, I would not have been able to see this kid. and I actually get 2 shots off and finish him off right then and there. I don't think he had any buddies with him because he died instantly. And then my teammate actually ends up finding someone right over in this area as well and finishes him off. After looking around for a little bit more, we decided to run back down to boot camp because we hear some more shots going off, and I saw someone run up into this building over here. I'm going to go ahead and head up here and see if I can see anything from my surroundings. And I actually see a guy over in the corner, so I'm going to go ahead and take some shots on him, and boom, I get the kill. I hear someone else. I think I hear him on the red building, and you can see him running on the roof right there. So I go ahead and take shots on him, and I recommend using single fire, and you can see how quick I can fire with single fire. But I recommend using single fire for enemies that are medium to long range, just because you'll be able to tap and hit your shots more accurately. You see how quick I got him down. He didn't even see it coming. And someone's actually sitting up in the window, and me and my teammate both see him, fortunately. He was going to try and knock one of us, and it didn't work out too well from him. I run over here and rush them because we know that they probably have one more teammate, so we're going to go ahead and see what's going on over here. Die, you little fuck rat. I will feed off your organs. Harvest your attachments. And if you guys don't know, the half grip is actually really good if you're going to be using full automatic, and the vertical foregrip is really good for single fire. I end up using them both in many different situations. Me and my teammate actually run out, and we hear gunfire behind us, and this team doesn't even stand a chance. We run up here, try to get the view on them, and you can hear it's coming from the mountains. So we run up here real quick, we get up on this little roof, and we see people next to this tree, and you can see how quickly I can line them up with just single tapping them. I knock 2 of them, my teammate knocks 1 of them, he knocks the other one, and then we end up finishing them off. You know, it kind of makes you wonder what some teams say behind the mic when you slap them like that. I mean, just picture you were running down a mountain and you just got slaughtered like that. They didn't even stand a chance. So I recommend, guys, if you want to get more kills, just chase after every gunshot you hear, chase after every crate you see. I hear more gunshots actually coming over here from these crates, and so I'm going to run over here and see if I can figure out what's going on. I'm going to flank hard right. I recommend always flanking around your enemy, not running directly at your enemy. That way they don't have an idea of where you're coming from. Because normally people in this game don't tend to watch their left and right more than they tend to watch straight in front of them. And I can actually see this guy hiding behind the crate. So I knock him, and we're going to run up and finish him off. Thankfully he doesn't have any friends with him, because it wouldn't be too good for them either. So after looting him, we actually see someone fire a flare, so we decide to head in that direction. And you can see I light one of them up. I don't get the knock. He gets away. His teammate hides behind the crate. So me and my buddy go ahead, and he flanks left, and I don't even know where this guy came from. But anyways, he flanks left. I flank hard right. And you can see again how flanking can really help because your enemy just does not have an idea of where you're coming from. And I recommend being extremely aggressive in this game because so many people like to camp. You'll see when we get over that his buddy is still hiding behind the crate and he is still camping in the shed. They did not move. I try to throw a nade over there and it's just a little short, so we're going to go ahead and rush them because the circle's about to push in this direction. I see his teammate run up to near this rock. I got a whole bunch of hit markers. My teammate hits him a bunch too. He's already gotten the knock on him, so I run around this shack. And he doesn't know I'm running around this shack. He thinks my teammate's just in front of him, so I run around the shack. And I finish him off. They don't stand a chance yet again, so we're going to loot this big special airdrop they got for us and see what they have. And some guy is actually shooting at us. And he's running over in our direction thinking he's actually going to kill us. And it ends up being a whole squad. We ended up taking them out. I see his teammate. I knock him. We finish off the other guy. And there's one more that you can see running around up there. And we're going to try and finish him off as well. But he ends up hiding. He's right there behind the rock. You can see him. So when I run this way, I recommend always checking your left and right because there are going to be people. I see him to my left out of the corner of my eye, so I go ahead and get a few hit markers on him. He gets into the house, fortunately, and I don't know what he's doing because that circle is going to push him right out of that house. So I go ahead and wait just in hopes that he comes out because I do not want him behind me. And it takes him a little bit. He actually sits in there, and I don't know how he survives this circle because this circle is doing a lot of damage to him. And after waiting patiently for a little bit, you can see him run out, and his demise is met real quickly. So now I gotta work on getting to the safe zone. This circle's pushing quick, and we gotta get a good position. So we're gonna turn around, and we're gonna run there real quick. I'm constantly keeping an eye out just because there was one more team member on that team because the last guy got knocked, and so I'm trying to find this guy, but I just can't seem to find him. I thought that he would have been with them, but he must have been going ahead of them. So we're gonna run up here, and I recommend always staying near cover. Just another tip, you know, to help you. And when you get in the final parts of the game, like down to the last 10 people, I recommend going full boost, which means getting that little bar down above your health up to the maximum you can. And this is the last guy that I'm assuming, and he does not hear me. And I was able to get so many hit markers off him between those two trees, and then finish him off when he hides behind a tree. And after we head to his direction and loot him a little bit, we end up going up on these rocks because we're going to try and make sure no one comes from paradise, and we're going to stay up high on the mountain. My teammate runs around the wall. I hear a guy coming from up here, so I run up here and I shoot him real quick. He has no idea where I came from. I'm going to finish him off. And you can actually hear someone else that's coming from around the wall as well. And it's two more guys. My teammate's going to get the knock on one of them. Or at least I hope he does. There he goes. And he's actually going to finish them off. And I hear gunshots coming from behind us, and these are real kids as well. So I'm going to run back here. And they're both camping on this rock. Do not camp in game. Always stay moving around. Not unless you're in the tiny little circle and you gotta camp. But you can see how quick I turn the corner and light these kids up. I knocked one, so I'm going to go ahead and rush and flank hard right. I'm getting shot at from the left as well. As I run around, I see him come out from the side of the rock, so I light him up real quick and finish him off. Pick up that adrenaline syringe. That was always come in handy. And I can actually see the kid that was shooting at me running this way. And he actually stops to think he would get a shot off on me, but little does he know, I'm a pro player. And he ends up dying real quick there. So now it's just us and 2 others, and so I'm going to go ahead and look around from back here and make sure they're not behind us. And this I always recommend doing. Just check your surroundings. Make sure you don't have anyone next to you, behind you, or laying down. I mean, you usually get killed by campers in game. And I run back and I can actually see them running up the mountain out of the glimpse of my eye. And one thing I also recommend, never lay down like this in game. We're going to just finish these kids off, and that was honestly an easy win thanks to them laying down. Anyways guys, I want to thank you again for checking out today's gameplay. Please